Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Bloodborne OST reaction video. And believe it or not, we are starting the wind down. We are starting to get towards the end of our Bloodborne OST retrospective, which makes it actually this makes it one of the first game actually we've done throughout the last 2 months. We've actually managed to get to the end of it. So, and yes, I am perfectly aware that there are some bosses that do reuse like the same sort of tracks. Like I heard that Vicar Amelia is the same as Cleric Beast, and well, even though the subject of today's video was one that was on the tip of my tongue for such a long time, Martyr Logarius. He is a secret boss that you fight at the top of Canehurst Castle, and first of all, I think just fights on top of rooftops are fantastic anyway, because there's the imminent danger of falling all around you. There's the architecture. There could be things like stones, or even just the general dangers of just like what is in front of you at the very top. Because picture, again, fighting on the very roof, something on the very top. You've fought your way through the castle. You overcome all the trappings, dealings, those one enemies that steal currency from you permanently, and then you finally come to the Martyr Logarius, being a lord in his own right, forced into exile, and now he and living in what is supposed to be comparative luxury, trying to remove themselves from the world of Yharnam and the tainting of the blood all around them, and Martyr is just there to stop anyone else from ransacking his castle. So I do believe this is technically like modern, because literally this is what the first thing I type in, and then it just comes up Queen of the Vile Bloods, which it might literally just be what it's called, but well, we'll see about this. So with all that being said and done, let's go to it, because we are almost nearing the end, and it's kind of surprising, actually, that we really have got coming to the end. Though I think, again, I'll have to turn this up just a bit for this. There we go. The whole of Logarius is stinking in old royalty of the old world, of a world in which you can absolutely believe he would be the ruler, like long before the great ones were ever talked about, wherever the idea for cathedrals ever came into being. He is basically the original great one, only of this earth, and whatever evils tainted his very being have manifested into, well, as you can imagine, Martyr being forced into exile, now simply sitting on top of his rotting throne in the middle, overlooking possibly the whole of Yharnam and the rest of his grounds at Cainhurst. Dread and like horror is just written all over his face, and I wish there was like any other way of putting it. It's fantastically spectacular. That's when you come across the fact that he's just literally, he's probably just been there to just witter away, and just, you don't have any real reason to go and attack him. You don't have any real reason to infiltrate his castle. You don't really have any reason there's no real reason why the fight needs to be like as dramatic and as intense as this, from what sounds like a small army of double basses, and then it's like fighting Jaws on top of a rooftop. That's like what comes into this. You can't quite believe it's as intimidating as all of this, but then you begin to stumble upon the fact that, again, because of how difficult this fight can be sometimes, owing to maybe the frame rate issues, but once you actually have a standard chance in this, there's absolutely no way you can lose. But what a challenge it gives you, and that's why I think like secret bosses in this game should be, it's a base for like all secret bosses in later games should follow, is that they don't. You can complete the rest of the game without it, but without beating it, you would have missed out on a thrilling little challenge, and that's kind of what the whole of Cainhurst Castle really is. It's a very fun but very, very demanding challenge, and if you're not up to it, then goodness knows what you're going to be like when you get to the end game of this little adventure. But with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed the Martyr Logarius' OST, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.